John Wayne Gacy was born on March 17, 1942 in Chicago, Illinois. He grew up in a turbulent household. His father was an alcoholic who often physically abused Gacy and his older brother. Despite early struggles with self-esteem and social development, Gacy displayed a dual nature, outwardly charming and sociable, yet prone to anger and violence. In his early adulthood, Gacy pursued various careers and business ventures. He married at the age of 24 and had 2 children. While working in construction and real estate, he became involved in local politics, joining the Democratic Party and eventually rising to positions that allowed him some community influence. He was well regarded by neighbors and colleagues as polite and civic-minded, even performing volunteer work and entertaining children at events dressed as Pogo the Clown, a persona he created. Beneath the surface, Gacy's private life was deeply disturbing. He began committing sexual assaults on young men and teenagers in the late 1960s, often luring victims with promises of work, money, or alcohol. In 1968, he was arrested for sexually assaulting a teenage boy and subsequently convicted. Gacy spent time in prison, where he exhibited a pattern of denial and manipulation, and upon release, attempted to present himself as rehabilitated, continuing community involvement while secretly escalating his predatory behavior. The crimes that would later define Gacy's notoriety occurred primarily between 1972 and 1978. During this period, Gacy lured at least 33 young men and boys to his home in Norwood Park, a neighborhood in Chicago. Once there, he would overpower and restrain his victims, assault them, and ultimately murder them. Gacy's methods were calculated. He often used handcuffs or other restraints to control his victims, sometimes feigning role play or games to disarm them. Gacy concealed the bodies of many victims in the crawlspace of his home, while others were disposed of in nearby rivers. Law enforcement had difficulty detecting the crimes due to Gacy's outwardly respectable life and careful efforts to hide evidence. Neighbors and community members remained unaware, largely because Gacy maintained a charming public persona and exploited his position as a trusted community figure. The investigation into Gacy intensified in 1978, following the disappearance of 15-year-old Robert Piest, a young man who had last been seen near Gacy's construction business. Detectives discovered inconsistencies in Gacy's statements and obtained search warrants for his home. During the investigation, law enforcement uncovered evidence linking him to multiple missing young men and ultimately discovered dozens of bodies in his crawlspace. In 1980, Gacy was tried for multiple counts of murder. The trial presented extensive evidence, including witness testimony, physical evidence from his home, and Gacy's own statements. His defense attempted to claim insanity, arguing that Gacy suffered from psychological disorders that impaired his ability to distinguish right from wrong. The jury rejected this defense, and Gacy was convicted of 33 murders. He received a sentence of death by lethal injection. Throughout his imprisonment, Gacy maintained varying degrees of denial and manipulation. He engaged in interviews, attempted correspondence with the public, and occasionally claimed innocence, although the evidence against him remained overwhelming. He spent over a decade on death row before being executed by lethal injection on May 10, 1994, at Stateville Correctional Center in Illinois. John Wayne Gacy's case had a profound impact on public awareness of serial crimes and law enforcement practices. His ability to blend into society, maintain public trust, and evade suspicion for years highlighted challenges in recognizing the signs of predatory behavior. Additionally, his crimes left a lasting mark on victims' families, the community, and the broader cultural imagination, earning him the infamous moniker Killer Clown.